Oh, didn't see you there. Actually, I wanted to talk to you today about something rather important in our society, and that is smartphone use and how it affects your psychological well-being. So for starters, smartphone use has been on the rise in recent years, and that can be attributed to the fact that technology is being more and more integrated every year into every aspect and component of our lives. So we gathered a research team and we set out to see if there was a relationship at all between smartphone use and your psychological well-being. We do this in our first study, where our research question is, how does active and passive smartphone use relate to life satisfaction, positive affect, and negative affect? So it says here our study included 356 participants who answered an online survey about their personal smartphone use. Odd. Our analysis showed a moderately positive correlation between total smartphone use and negative affect. Can you believe that? Our findings support the results of a multitude of other studies conducted on smartphone use, negative affect, positive affect, and life satisfaction. We also conducted a second study, believe it or not. And in that second study, we looked to examine the question, how does a lack of smartphone use affect psychological well-being in its entirety? So our research team performed a within subjects t-test between smartphone use at time 1 and smartphone use at time 2. Let it be known that in order to do this, we set up a period where the participants were given 24 hours to not use their smartphone for an entire day. 24 hours, believe it. So the results here showed that there was a significant increase in positive affect from time 1 and time 2, and a significant decrease in negative affect from time 1 to time 2. These findings exhibit that smartphone use does indeed affect psychological well-being. Really interesting, if you ask me. This is extremely important, though, because technology is becoming so further integrated into our daily aspects of lives that it's everywhere and it's practically inescapable, especially with the power we hold in our little pockets. So, for future research, there needs to be more to understand exactly the effects that smartphone use really does have on our psychological well-being as humans. With our study 2 findings, it should be noted that in order to better understand how an absence of smartphone use increases positive affect and decreases negative affect, this pretty much means that there's an increase in psychological well-being the less you use your smartphone. And negative feelings also tend to decrease when there is also a lack of smartphone use. So in conclusion, smartphone use does affect your psychological well-being. And it's also important to note that you should be aware of how our utilization of these tools that we have, in our pockets, how these devices may actually affect our psychological well-being, especially when we begin to overuse and over-rely on that little computer in our pocket.